We are in Philadelphia at the Franklin Institute with Goofy here. Today we're going to be exploring Disney 100, the exhibition. Disney has opened up their vaults over 100 years, so we'll see different movie props, artifacts from all their shows, movies, and parks. So follow me as we start our adventure.
And let the show begin! Here's my pal Walt to tell you how the magic is made.
There's a lot of satisfaction in developing ideas into reality. When we consider a new project, we really study it. Not just the surface idea, but everything about it. And when we go into that new project, we believe in it all the way. We have confidence in our ability to do it right, and we work hard to do the best possible job. There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting.
As we start our journey, who better to greet us right off the bat but Walt Disney himself, who we haven't seen in so long. So Walt greeted us, and this exhibit takes us through 100 years of the company, and we're going to start where it all began back in the 1920s. So where it all began in the 1920s, Walt started the company making different shorts and cartoons such as the Alice Comedies and Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. So we're going to check out some of the artifacts that they have here. Now, most people are familiar with Steamboat Willie and Mickey Mouse as the beginning of the Disney Company, but actually Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was the original character, or one of the prior characters that Walt created. And unfortunately, he lost the rights to that character, and it took until 2006 when Disney was able to reacquire the rights. And after that point, Walt made it a huge mission that any future character he made, he had rights and control of, which has been vital for the Disney Company to grow in what it is today. But now everyone can enjoy Oswald the Lucky Rabbit since they have the rights to it now. So let's continue on exploring. I mean, obviously everyone's familiar with Steamboat Willie as the first time seeing Mickey Mouse, and it's just cool to see original drawings. But I can't really wait to see what else they have with Mickey Mouse throughout the whole exhibit. So the section that we're about to go into is iconic stories, so like Sleeping Beauty, Pinocchio, and Cinderella. So let's go see what they have in here. So, as Andrea flips the pages over, the screen changes. That's pretty cool. I like that. From the Grimm books. So this is really cool. It's explaining like where Walt got some of his inspiration from, like mythology or different fairy tales that were passed along over the years. So this part is probably my mom's favorite part, which is Cinderella. And it is the slipper.
Well, it's the 2015 version of the slipper.
So it's awesome to see that they have different artifacts like costumes, not just like drawings. But here, Dopey, look at him just sleeping with a bunny. So this artifact is from the Mary Poppins movie, which is super iconic. If you remember her in the animated world, she was racing around on the horse from the carousel. So it's really cool to see like an actual movie prop. And then, of course, from Andrea's favorite movie of all time, what is it?
Beauty and the Beast. Peak Disney.
The 90s Disney. The next section is the illusion of life, which is part of how they make characters come alive, like the colors, the costume, and just what makes them so vibrant and memorable and part of the Disney magic. So follow me. So these are different models on different characters that they have, just showing how they try to make them come to life. So this whole part of the exhibit is about like the origin of characters, and one of the parts was about the Cruella de Vil and how they developed the character, and takes you through the drawings and the development, all the way to the dress from the live action movie with Emma Stone. And this looks like this is the iconic Little Mermaid costume. This section was amazing. I really like the molds, the costumes, just the development of how they make these characters so iconic. But we're about to head into the spirit of adventure and discovery. So let's go. They have stuff from Pirates of the Caribbean and other swashbuckling tales. And even I think I see the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So we have so much to look at here. Oh, what did we get?
National treasure.
I wish we won a prize.
We did. Inscribed wooden plank used by Nicolas Cage.
There we go. You got it.
No, I don't.
You had it. You're almost there.
Oh, it's Jack Sparrow's compass. A little bit cooler than Nicolas Cage's
Wooden plank. Ooh, I got a mermaid. And fish. Let's see what else we can find. It's like a water dragon. Aw, Finding Nemo. So this is really cool. It has snapshots from all Disney classics. And then, of course, it is the ship from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The Nautilus. What was the captain? Captain Nemo, I believe. So we're in Walton Space, which includes Star Wars and the Marvel Universe, which are more of the recent acquisitions for Disney. So I'm pumped to see some of those items. They got BB-8. Black Panther. And of course, you have different Marvel helmets, like from Thor. And of course, Captain America's shield. One of the things that made Disney so special is how they incorporated music. So we're going to see the music and sound. So they have music from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which was the first one where they incorporated. And ever since that point, Disney's famous for having big hits and big musical numbers in all their shows and movies. Everything from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs all the way to Frozen. Got Lion King, Beauty and the Beast. Just have iconic musical numbers. So this is really cool. You get to hear Let It Go, Frozen, pretty much the biggest hit from Frozen in different languages. So obviously in the musical section, they have different musical instruments And I think we're coming up on one that seems kind of cool to see. Looks like this was a sound effect device for the Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. It's crazy, they just blew into the bottle. So right behind me, they have the chimes that they use for Tinkerbell to make her, I guess, wings and like iconic sound. And you can see like other different items in the exhibit. You know, you wouldn't even think about how would they make this sound or certain effect. Crazy what they even come up with. I think this may be my favorite part so far, just because like you can listen to all the different music, sound effects. It's just so interactive. Oh, this is a classic from when I was a kid. Straight tails. Woo-hoo.
You're singing a little bit too loud.
Oh, sorry. Probably ruining the exhibit for people right now.
People are enjoying it, I'm sure.
All right, well, I'll go jam out with DuckTales on my own time, but let's continue on our way throughout the exhibit. He made it in the world around us, which is the next step or next part of the exhibit.
Which is also all of the Disney nature stuff.
Oh, it's like National Geographic.
It's a science whose principles are written in the oldest code in the world.
So this is Walt Disney's pants when he went to South America. They also have his homemade camera, which he brought along with him. And that's really cool that they have that. I mean, this whole part of the exhibit focuses a lot on his travels, as well as how Disney incorporated nature into their shows, movies, musicals, even their parks as well. I think it's just fantastic how they're able to capture all these things. Now we're moving on to Innoventions, which I assume may have probably revolutionary
The imaginary
stuff.
side.
Yeah. But I think we're going to go check out the Storyboard, which was also a big thing that Walt was a huge advocate of, making a story come to life. This is how they had to make the cartoons in this big machine.
That big machine
Yeah, it was the first feature to use the multiplane,
camera.
a bigger version of what we just saw. And then here's like the paints that they used.
Are you an animator now?
I barely can handle live action, so no. And then, of course, this is the drawing, the one and only Disneyland.
It's more than just a drawing, it's a schematic. This is sort of his first vision of what Disneyland would look like.
You can see some of the drawings of what some of the rides or future rides are going to be. Your Disney World. I think this is probably Andrea's thing that she's been so, I guess, desperately trying to do with me, is go see Disneyland, Disney World, so we get to see artifacts from all those parks. And I have to say, it is quite an experience. I haven't been to a Disney World park since I was a kid, although we did do the resorts. So before Walt had the idea of creating an amusement park, parks were kind of not what they are today, and he wanted something that was all-inclusive of adults and kids, and something that people could step into his story or his world and really enjoy. And I think he nailed it. The amount of detail that goes into the rides can't be overstated. They created the vehicles really to get you immersed in the ride and the experience. There's Tinkerbell. Probably one of the most iconic things to see is the fireworks at Cinderella's castle, which we were fortunate to see back in January. Just like being at the real thing. So it looks like in the Wonder of Disney, it's like each booth has a different decade or different era, from memorabilia or movie props. So we're going to take a look at each of those items. So the first 2 decades are about like Mickey Mouse, Fantasia, like the early years of the cartoons and animation. So in the 50s and 60s, the biggest thing that Disney did was Disneyland. And of course, you know, they kept stepping up their game with their movies as well. So 60s and 70s really saw Disney World. That was the big part that was the highlight for Disney. And they just continue to grow after that. Now we're entering my childhood. You got Hocus Pocus, as well as Home Improvement, Disney Channel, Indiana Jones, all the classics as well. So 2000s, I mean, this is all the recent stuff. You have High School Musical, you know, Disney Wii. As you can see, they're just continuing to grow and innovate. Andrea and I really enjoyed Disney100, the exhibition. And I think our favorite part, at least my favorite part, was the music, especially with Tinkerbell's chimes and other iconic sounds, just seeing how they put that together, as well as the early history. I didn't even know Oswald was a character for Disney. It is very heavy on the history as well as the photos. We did see a lot of kids going around. There are some interactive parts, but if you're a Disney fanatic, it's definitely a must-do. But put it in the comment section below of what your favorite memory of Disney is. And if you really like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. But until next time, keep on exploring.